The praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge Alakiam, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. So through the Spirit, I'm going to go in on the 38th Psalm. And, basically it's a psalm about suffering, all right? Because one of the big parts of this knowledge, of this truth, of this understanding is suffering, right? And we're suffering for, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai's sakes. So, suffering, most people, they don't like to suffer, but in this truth of ours, you got to learn how to endure and really embrace suffering. All right. So let's start at the top without further ado. It says, "O Yahweh, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure." Right. That's King David talking. Right. "For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore." And it's going into, being wounded. Like an arrow, it'll wound you, right? If you get hit with an arrow. And this is talking about an actual arrow in this scripture. It's not talking about the missiles. But an arrow is, likened unto a wound, So we get wounded in this truth, We suffer. That's why, we're considering a time of mourning, right? We're in a time of mourning right now. And let me grab this precept real quick. Ecclesiastes 1:18, it says, "For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." All right? So the more knowledge you get in this truth, the more wisdom and understanding you have, you actually suffer more. It increases your sorrow. Right? Because really you start to realize that this is the only thing that means anything, more than your wife, more than your kids, more than your mother, more than your father, more than anything. At the end of the day, this is what's the priority. This is what is the most valuable and important thing in our lives. All right? Because you got to think about it. If you love your kids, a lot of brothers have kids, and you want your kids to have salvation if they're younger, then hey, you got to put this as a priority, because this is what's going to, be that extended hand to deliver and save and bring salvation to your children, Let me grab this precept real quick. It's in, I can remember. Let me see. 2nd Ezra 2. Yes, 2nd Ezra 2:29. It says, "My hands shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell." And hell is the grave, right? It says, "Be joyful, O thou mother, with thy children, for I will deliver thee, saith Yahweh." All right? So, again, if you really love your children, you're gonna make this truth your priority. You're gonna be sincere, diligent, and embrace the suffering. Let's go back to Psalms. Psalm 38:3. "There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin." Right, and the sin, and we're in this flesh, so we're basically, we can't avoid sin, being in this flesh. And the sin, it'll wear you out, man. It wears you out, And we try to walk in the Spirit as best we can, but the end of the day, we're in this weak flesh. And it's, it causes us not to rest sometimes. You lose rest. Right? Verse 4. For mine iniquities are gone over mine head. As a heavy burden, they are too heavy for me. So, this is something we have to remember. Our iniquity has gone over our head. This is why we gotta constantly, exalt the brotherhood, pray for the brotherhood, pray for the elect, like Yahweh Shai did. He prayed for his men that Yahweh had given him. That's in John 17. Because it is a burden. Not only is this life a burden, but even walking in this truth, it's a burdensome. You carry your cross, like Yahweh Shai carried his cross. That was his burden to carry. And really, that word cross, it really means burden. See. That's why we need Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because without Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, like it says here, the burden is too heavy for us. So we're not in a woe is me spirit. We're not in that depression or suicidal spirit. But this truth, it can be a burden. And if you're not set up, right, and you're not diligent, you're not building up your spirit, examining yourself daily, then that burden, it can be heavy, a heavy load to carry, right? Verse 5, my wounds stink and are corrupt because of my foolishness, right? So we're foolish, man. Even in our righteousness, what does it say? Let's grab that real quick. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. Because again, we're in the flesh. The Lord's elect, the Lord's prophets, the Lord's, the tower of the flock, which are the prophets, the leaders of Israel. Even the leaders of Israel are, likened unto filthy rags, Let's get that in Isaiah 64. Isaiah 64 and 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousnesses are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away. See? So this is why we need Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We're nothing without Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We're not even able to prophesy or go out on the street corners or do these lessons if it not been for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to put the Spirit on us and to really have mercy on us in our wickedness, Let me read this again. But we are all as an unclean thing, and our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away. Okay. Psalm 38. So don't beat yourself up, But you do got to examine yourself, and you got to balance yourself out, But don't beat yourself up to the point where you feel like you're unworthy, where you feel like you don't believe, you don't deserve to be a part of the saints, you don't deserve to be a part of the elect. No, don't go in that spirit, because this is why we do these videos, these lessons, why we study. Because this is always a reminder to us, to remind us that we need Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We need to be delivered from this place, man. Psalm 38 and 6. It says, I am troubled, I am bowed down greatly. I go mourning all the day long. And you know, when we wear those garments on the streets teaching, those are sackcloth, and sackcloth in our customs and our tradition is worn during a time of mourning. Like those aren't our party outfits, or those aren't our we're gonna go out show out in our garments. No, those are garments that are garments of mourning, sackcloth, you know. And that's what we're doing. We're, part of mourning is crying, right? When people are mourning, they'll cry, and that's why it tells you in Ezekiel. Let me grab that real quick. Ezekiel 9:4 says, "And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, and through the midst of Jerusalem." And remember, Jerusalem's a people before a place. It says, "And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." All right? So this is why we're mourning. Remember I read, he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in sorrow. You see, when you start to understand how wicked this place is, and you start to look at all your surroundings, and you realize that this place is just trash, and the majority of the people are trash, because they have no reverence, they have no respect, no acknowledgement of the Most High. They don't have no knowledge of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And that's where that burden and that sorrow comes in. Because you see the spirit on these people, and you see the wickedness. You see the women, how wicked they are. You see, you look at the people. Like today, I normally don't watch the football, right? I haven't been watching football for probably about 5 years, and honestly, it's just not. It doesn't satisfy me like it used to back in the day. But today I was noticing, because I was watching a game for a little while. I didn't watch the whole game, but I was watching part of a game, and the camera would pan to the fanatics, on the people in the audience, and you could see the misery of the people, in the stands. It looked like they looked all worn out, It shows you that Babylon, the spirit of this place, the mirth is gone. These people were at a football game, and they looked miserable, man. They didn't look happy. The weather was bad. It was because I was watching part of the Broncos and the Jets, and the camera will every now and then pan to the audience, and I'm telling you, man, these people, not only, it wasn't just the weather though. It was just like you could just see they were all in deep thought, like stressed out. Nobody was really happy. The weather was shitty, So this place there's not a lot of joy in this place, man. And then if you're in the knowledge and the truth, then you really, you learn to become stoic. I didn't even know what that word stoic meant till I came into truth. But now I can see, what it is, and why I've become more stoic in this truth, right? And a man who's in this knowledge and this truth, you do become stoic. Because we're sighing and crying on the streets because we're in the middle of all the abominations. You know that this place is just, days are numbered, and you're just like, really, you want it to end, not because we're depressed or suicidal, but just because we know we have something better coming, So when you know you have something better coming, that makes it even more sorrowful, right? Because you just gotta, that's why it says here's the patience in the faith of the saints, because it's patience. That word patience goes into suffering, and you gotta when you suffer, you have to be patient, right? So that, having that stoic attitude, I keep bringing it up. I'm going to bring out the definition of that word, just since I keep bringing it up, saying it. I Okay, perfect. This is what a stoic is. It says, and this is out the Oxford Dictionary online. It says a person who can endure pain or hardship without showing their feelings or complaining. Or it says a member of the ancient philosophical school of Stoicism. All right. Let me see. Let me grab some similar words to that word stoic. But that's what it is, man. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Here's one. It says, what does it mean to be a stoic person? And it says, being stoic is being calm and almost without any emotion. When you're stoic, you don't show that what you're feeling, and you also accept whatever is happening. There you go. And that's how the men in the truth are. You know, things could be going really good for you on one day, but you're not going to be. People will know. They won't know it. And by the same token, things can go really bad for you one day, but they're not going to. People around you aren't going to understand. They're not going to know. You know, because why? Because you're stoic. Let me keep reading this definition. It says, you don't show what you're feeling, and you also accept whatever is happening. The noun stoic is a person who's not very emotional. And really that goes into being a man, right? Because the emotions, we all have by nature emotions, right? But it's the one who can control his spirit, control his emotions, is the one who's really stable and really, being emotional is a feminine characteristic. It says the adjective stoic describes any person, action, or thing that seems emotionless and almost blank. See, and that's what So practice on being stoic in this truth, man. Learn how to become a stoic. Learn how to control that spirit of yours. Learn how to, and like I said, whether things are going super good or super bad, guess what? You're always in that same. You guys still got your countenance. Don't change either way, right? But anyway, let's move on. Psalm 38 and 6. I am troubled. I am bowed down greatly. I go mourning all the day long. And a lot of times we have those days where we're just mourning. We're in that mourningful spirit. We're just, you go to work, you deal with heathen at the job. You listen to, you're vexed by the conversations of the heathen, right? Then you get home and then you hear, oh, your kid is telling you, their teachers are homosexuals or the teachers are a transgender. You turn on the TV and then you see nothing but wickedness, nothing but, all the wicked things that Babylon, all the vibrations that it pushes out. So it's like everywhere you turn, man, it's like you're mourning, I know because the examples I just told you, that's kind of my life, But again, I'm stoic and it's like something that you kind of, it's, Yahweh gives you the ability to do it, but also, you learn to control your spirit. You learn to control your emotions, Verse 7, for my loins are filled with a loathsome disease, and there is no soundness in my flesh. All right. And the word disease, it means the body's not at ease. Learned that from the Apostle Gabar. That's what that, and really they even tell you in the Esau science that you can become sick or have a disease or bad on your health, even the way your emotions could fuck up your health, but if you're stoic and you're able to control your emotions, then guess what, you're not vulnerable to that bullshit. It says, in verse 8, I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared by reason of the disquietness of my heart. Yahweh, all my desire is before thee, and my groaning is not hid from thee. And this is the truth. Ain't that the truth? I'm going to read that one more time. Yahweh, all my desire is before thee, and my groaning is not hid from thee. He knows our struggles, man. He knows that we want to be delivered. The ones who sincerely are in this knowledge and this truth, we're literally waiting to be delivered, waiting to have that rest come to us, waiting to inherit the blessings of that comes with the kingdom, Verse 10, my heart panteth, my strength faileth me. As for the light of mine eyes, it is also gone from me. Right. And you know what I'm saying? If you get to that point where your strength is failing, you lose your sight, that means just you're aging, advancing in age. And time goes fast, I remember being in my 20s, didn't seem like that long ago, and here I am, like, close to 50 years old, So, like I said, the flesh is weak, man. The flesh is, you're not always going to be young. And I remember when I was younger, I remember you always remember the older people telling you, oh, it's going to happen quick. You're going to have before you know it, this and that, man. And now it actually, you realize that how quick it was. And I'm not saying I'm no old man, because I definitely, I don't consider myself an old man, but I know that the time goes fast. Verse 11, my lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sore, and my kinsmen stand afar off. So when you get in this truth, you become a loner sometimes, and that's okay. It's not necessarily a bad thing, And really, it's by preference, because sometimes you don't want to be around these people. Be around them, hearing their bullshit. They want to talk about some bullshit. They want to talk about just shit that don't even matter, right? Or the way that these people are, it's like